What if something you do every day is quietly damaging your family? It feels normal, even loving, but it's building walls of resentment and emotional distance. This invisible habit is the silent guest at your table, the unspoken rule shaping your connections. We rush through routines, believing we're holding it all together, unaware of a subtle poison seeping in. It hides as efficiency or protection, dismissing a child's feelings, a sarcastic joke, or silence when conversation is needed. The danger is in its subtlety, a slow erosion of trust, like a leak rotting your home's foundation. Are your habits bringing you closer, or quietly creating a chasm? It's time to shine a light on what's really happening in our homes. Picture a busy morning, toast popping, backpacks zipping, a child in tears over missing shoes. The parent, stressed, says, "Stop crying, it's just shoes, we're late." The child's tears stop, but so does their sense of being understood. On the surface, it's normal parenting. But beneath, a message is sent. Your feelings are inconvenient. This is emotional avoidance, practical on the outside, but it feels like rejection. Over time, these moments teach kids to hide their feelings, creating distance that grows into silence. The warmth and trust that make a home are replaced by polite, lonely quiet. This is the quiet devastation of emotional avoidance. Are we connecting or just managing? If you recognize this pattern, let go of guilt. Most of us do it without realizing. We repeat what we learned growing up, but we can change. You have the power to create a new normal built on connection, not avoidance. In this video, you'll know how to spot this habit and replace it with a simple, powerful fix. Imagine a home where problems are faced together, laughter is real, and trust is deep. This isn't fantasy. It's possible with one intentional shift. Stay with me to learn the concrete step you can take today to break the cycle. Change starts now with awareness and courage. Let's zoom in on a typical morning. Mark, rushing his kids out the door, is focused on the clock. Leo can't find his science project and panics. Mark, stressed, says, "It's not the end of the world. Calm down. We'll look later." He thinks he's being practical, teaching resilience, but he's really managing emotion, not connecting. This habit masquerades as problem-solving, telling us feelings are less important than logistics. When time is tight, emotional needs get pushed aside. This becomes a constant, silent presence in our homes. Are we solving problems or shutting down connection? Now step into Leo's shoes. The missing project feels catastrophic. He looks to his dad for safety but hears, "Calm down." To Leo, it's not reassurance, it's dismissal. The message, "Your feelings are too much, not welcome here." Maya, his sister, learns to hide her feelings too. The crisis is resolved, but a crack forms in trust. Leo learns not to share big feelings. Mark is unaware of the real cost. The schedule is preserved, but connection is lost. Are we building trust, or quietly teaching our loved ones to hide? One moment of emotional dismissal doesn't break a family, but repeated, day after day, it quietly erodes connection, like water wearing away stone. Over years, this habit shapes how we relate, leaving family members feeling alone, unheard, and misunderstood. Emotional distance grows, and we become strangers, living together, but disconnected. What is this habit, really? At its core, it's emotional dismissal, ignoring or minimizing feelings, often with phrases like, "Don't be sad," or "Just look on the bright side." Many of us grew up with this, learning to suppress our emotions to fit in. But dismissed feelings don't disappear. They go underground, building up as sadness, shame, or distance. This is the quiet destruction emotional dismissal leaves behind. Why do we, as loving parents and partners, fall into the trap of emotional dismissal? Often, we're just running a program passed down from our own upbringing. Many of us learned to suppress feelings, taught that emotions were a weakness. Now, as adults, we repeat these patterns automatically. But by becoming aware, we can choose a new way, one that builds true connection and love. Our brains are wired to seek order and avoid chaos. Emotions are messy and unpredictable, and when our loved ones are upset, it can feel like a threat to our own stability. Emotional dismissal becomes a defense mechanism, a way to restore order and protect ourselves. When we're stressed or overwhelmed, our tolerance for big feelings drops. Your brain is just trying to protect you from chaos. Recognizing this impulse is the first step toward choosing connection, even when it's hard. Our culture hands us powerful scripts about emotions, often shaped by gender. Boys are taught to be strong and stoic, while girls are told to manage or hide their feelings. These scripts shape how we react to our own and others' emotions, often leading to emotional dismissal. To change this, we must consciously write a new script, one where emotional expression is seen as strength, not weakness. Even when we see the harm in our habits, change feels hard. The familiar, even if unhealthy, feels safe, simply because it's predictable. We know the steps to the dance, and the outcome is known. Trying something new feels vulnerable, a step into the unknown. Dismissal feels safer, keeping a lid on feelings. But this comfort is a gilded cage, locking us out of true connection. As we pull back the curtain on this habit, it's easy to feel guilt or isolation. But please, hear me, you are not alone. This pattern is woven into our culture. Most of us carry it into our homes without even realizing. You are not a bad parent or partner. You are human, doing your best under immense pressure. The fact that you're here, reflecting, shows your courage and love. You are part of a movement, choosing connection over old patterns. You are not alone. Let's fast forward. Imagine 10 or 15 years have passed. The family appears normal, successful even. But beneath the surface, a quiet distance has grown. Conversations are safe, superficial. Real feelings are left unspoken. Over time, small dismissals built a wall between them, one brick at a time. Now, they live parallel lives, sharing a house but not their hearts. The tragedy? They don't even realize what's missing. Beneath the surface of quiet family life, resentment grows, a silent poison. It seeps into the cracks left by years of emotional dismissal, building quietly in the shadows. This bitterness is rarely loud, but it lingers, unspoken, unresolved. Resentment becomes a toxic guest, shaping every interaction. Children grow distant, partners drift apart, and parents feel unappreciated. Each side resents the other, fueling a cycle of pain and misunderstanding. Intimacy is not just a physical act. It is the currency of connection in any meaningful relationship. It's the feeling of being truly seen, known, and accepted for who you are. In families where emotional dismissal is the norm, intimacy starves. The family suffers from a kind of emotional malnutrition. Partners may live together, but become emotional strangers, missing out on comfort and strength. Children raised in this environment struggle to form deep, meaningful relationships. This emotional starvation leaves everyone feeling weak and depleted. The family photo becomes a lie, togetherness masking painful isolation. Emotional dismissal is a legacy, quietly passed from one generation to the next, a torch of loneliness handed down. Children who grow up with invalidated feelings often become adults who repeat the cycle, not out of cruelty, but because it feels normal. The chasm forms again, and the legacy of emotional distance continues. Families loving each other, but unable to truly connect. Without conscious effort to change, this quiet sorrow becomes a family heirloom, passed on to the next generation. A family should be a source of strength, a shelter in life's storms. When built on emotional connection, families pull together, support each other, and emerge stronger. But when emotional dismissal is the norm, the foundation is brittle. In crisis, the fragile house crumbles, leaving everyone alone to pick up the pieces. At the heart of our work is a lifeline to connection. Emotional dismissal can leave us feeling isolated, but there's a way forward. I call it the 3-step fix, a simple, memorable tool for building trust and intimacy, even when old habits take over. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Each attempt is a vote for a new family culture, one where feelings are honored and connection is the priority. Let's learn the steps that will lead you back to each other. The first step is simple, but powerful. Notice and name the feeling you see. Pause before reacting. Shift your focus from the problem to the person's emotion. Look at their face, body language, and tone. Gently guess what they're feeling. Don't judge or try to fix. Just acknowledge. Use simple phrases, "It looks like," or "I can see that." You're holding up a mirror to their feelings, saying, "I see you." This simple act calms big emotions and builds connection. Once you have named the feeling, the next step is to validate it. Our instinct is to fix or reassure, but validation is the opposite. It means letting your loved one know their feelings make sense, and that you understand. You're not solving, just connecting. This builds emotional safety and trust. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply say, "Your feeling is welcome here." After naming and validating your child's feelings, the next step is to offer connection, not correction. Show them they're not alone. This is about solidarity, not solutions. A hug, a hand on the shoulder, or simply sitting beside them can make all the difference. Say, "I'm here for you. We'll figure this out together." This empowers your child and strengthens your bond. Connection is the foundation of a resilient, loving family. Real change happens through action, not just intention. Here's one small thing you can do today: the 5-minute bridge. Find 5 minutes to connect with someone in your family. No agenda, just listen and validate their feelings. Ask an open question, notice their emotions, and show you care. This simple habit rebuilds connection and sends a powerful message: your feelings matter to me. We've traveled far together, shining a light on emotional dismissal and its quiet cost. Now you stand at a crossroads. The tools are in your hands. The easy path is comfort and old habits. The courageous path is choosing connection, even when it feels awkward. This choice made daily breaks the cycle and builds a legacy of love. The brave work of love begins with you. Change can feel daunting, but even one small shift can create a powerful ripple. Like a stone in a pond, your actions touch everyone around you. When you choose empathy, you transform your home's emotional climate. Your example gives others permission to change too. One small empathetic act today can echo through generations, creating a legacy of connection. Imagine your family 10 years from now, having spent a decade practicing the art of connection. The house is filled with laughter and honest conversations. Every member knows they can bring their authentic selves and be met with love. The distance we once feared is replaced by a bridge of trust. Your relationship with your partner is deeper, more connected. The love between you is a living, active force. This is your legacy: emotional health, resilience, and connection. This beautiful future is possible, one courageous choice at a time. You don't have to walk this path alone. Our community is here to support you as you break old patterns and build new ones, together. Share your story in the comments below. By doing so, you help others know they're not alone. Let's encourage and support each other as we create more connected, loving families, together. Our time together for today is coming to an end, but your journey is just beginning. Remember that this is a practice, not a destination. There will be good days and there will be hard days. There will be moments where you nail the 3-step fix and feel like a connection superhero. And there will be moments where you fall right back into the old habit and hear "calm down" come out of your mouth before you can stop it. In those moments, I want you to remember to be kind to yourself. The goal is not perfection. The goal is repair. The goal is to notice, to take a breath, and to try again. That is where the real learning happens. The most important thing you can take away from our time together is this: you have the power to change the emotional legacy of your family. You are not trapped by the patterns of the past. You are the author of your family's future. Every time you choose to pause and connect, you are writing a new chapter. A chapter filled with more peace, more laughter, and a deeper, more resilient trust. This is the most important work you will ever do. It is the work that will echo for generations to come, long after the schedules are forgotten and the to-do lists are gone. Thank you for your courage, for your vulnerability, and for your willingness to engage in this incredibly important conversation. It takes a brave heart to look at these patterns honestly, and I am so grateful you chose to spend this time with me. Keep practicing the 5-minute bridge. Keep the 3 steps in your mind. And most of all, keep your heart open to the messy, beautiful, and transformative power of real, authentic connection. You can do this. You are already on your way. We are committed to supporting you on this journey. In fact, our very next video is coming up in just 2 days, and it's all about how to handle emotional dismissal when you are on the receiving end of it from a partner or co-parent who isn't on board with this work yet. It's a crucial next step. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss it. Until then, be kind to yourself. Be present with your people, and know that you are part of a community that is cheering you on every step of the way.